The winning has gotten so crazy for the Milwaukee Brewers. So crazy. Rare air. I'm going to pass along to some of these numbers and tell you on what level they've been over the last couple of months. We'll get to that next here on Locked On Brewers.
You are Locked On Brewers, your daily Milwaukee Brewers podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey, everybody. Man, what a great summer this has been. Feel like every day we come to the Locked On Brewers podcast microphones into our studio here at YouTube and across all the platforms. We're talking about a great Brewers victory, and that's a great place to be in, right? Chuck Freimund, longtime sportscaster here in the state of Wisconsin, covered the Brewers for a long time. I've been here a long time covering the team ever since I was a teenager. Longtime fan, my favorite team growing up here in the state of Wisconsin. Good to have you along. Coming up on the show today, we're going to give you some of these rare air numbers of the Milwaukee Brewers, some of these unbelievable numbers that have put the Brewers at new heights in their franchise history. They've been around since 1969. We'll get to some of that numbers that they've reached recently. Isaac Collins, we talk about him every day, deserves every bit of mention that we get on the podcast or wherever he's mentioned. He is just amazing, just like the rest of the team. Do we go there with the postseason? Yep, the rotation. Talk a little bit about that, what that could look like in the postseason. And big matchup against Paul Skenes, facing him for a third time this year, fourth time overall. We'll get to that as well. All right. Mike Vassallo from the Media Relations Department does a terrific job with numbers and everything he does within the Media Relations Department. Follow him on Twitter. He put out some amazing numbers for the Milwaukee Brewers. We'll start here. The Milwaukee Brewers, they are 60-10 when they score 4 or more runs. 60-10. 60-10. Man, you look back at the number of times they scored 4 more runs during the Council era, and I don't hate it, but I shouldn't compare it, but it's just a world of difference, the winning then and the winning now. But 60-10, 4 or more runs when they're scoring, and they are scoring, they are winning games. The Brewers have the best home record in baseball at 40-20. Road record, best in baseball, 34-24. Overall record, 30 games over, 74-44. They're on a 25-4 run right now, the Brewers are. In the last 65 games, the Brewers are 49-16. And in the last 14 games, 13-1. I chuckle about this stuff because it just seems surreal. It's just surreal to me that each and every day the Brewers go out there and they might face a little bit of adversity during the game, but they always find a way. Like tonight, Monday night's game. I'm coming to you late Monday night, early Tuesday morning. 1-1 game. Pirates tied up on a solo home run off Quintana. Quintana's got some hard hit balls against him, and there's a man at second, and you're thinking, oh boy, is this going to be the night where the Brewers lose, because they've had some come from behind wins recently, got off to slow starts, and it was a 1-1 game. And then before you know it, bam, 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 base hits, doubles, singles, squeeze play by Andrew Vaughn, which you didn't expect. And the Brewers are up 4-1 and 5-1 and 6-1. And they were blowing a 6-1 lead, and they coasted home to a victory. Double-digit wins. The first team in baseball with double-digit wins twice in a season since the 2019 Astros. I got to tell you, when the Astros do something back in 2019, I don't know. You kind of look at them like, all right, what were they doing? The Astros. I know Astro fans don't want to hear it, but that's the truth. Anytime Houston does something, honest to God, I do look at it and think, okay, How are they getting it accomplished this time? Is that above boards? So I'm going to say the 2019 Astros two-game, twice they'd won 10 or more games. That comes with an asterisk with me. Anything that Astros do back then comes with an asterisk. The Brewers won 11 straight, July 6th to the 21st. And now since August 1st, they've won 10 in a row. And we're talking McDonald's hamburgers again. Another long winning streak. We're talking the potential of getting, George Webb's, not McDonald's, George Webb's hamburgers. That's the position they're in again. They win 12 in a row, free hamburgers. I know some of the national guys laugh at it, but that's just our Wisconsin thing, right? That's just our Wisconsin thing. Yeah. One of the guys in the national media told me, "Hey, Chuck, what? All you're getting for 12 in a row is a hamburger? It's a gimmick." And George Webb. Who doesn't love George Webb? What a fantastic gimmick. The third time this year we're talking about potentially getting 12 hamburgers. Brewers haven't got there. They've been there twice before in their franchise. But how about this number? June 15th, they were down 6.5 games to the Cubs in the division. As of right now, they are 6.5 ahead. That is a 13-game turnaround in 2 months. That's unheard of. They've caught the Cubs and surpassed them and moved up 6.5 games in 2 months, a 13-game turnaround. So I believe the Brewers, when they were 6.5 back, they were plus 15 or 1,600 on the money line. Tim Allen, I know, noted Brewers sportscaster, placed a bet on it, and it's pretty cool. At the time, he put 100 in, and he's going to get 1,600 back if the Brewers hold this on. And I believe the Brewers, as of the other day, they were minus 190. It's probably greater than that right now with a 6.5 game lead. But unbelievable turnaround. They've gone from plus 1,600 to minus, it's probably around minus 300, I would guess, right now. 25-4 in the last 29 games. What a summer this has been. 30 games over 500 for the 5th time in franchise history. 30 games over the 500 mark for the 5th time. And some of these in recent years, 2021, 2011, 1979, 1982. 1982, they made the postseason. 79, they didn't. They won like 95 games in 1979, did not make the postseason. That's when you had to be a division champion, and there were 2 divisions in each league back in 1979, and the Brewers were in the American League. I believe the Brewers even finished 3rd in 1979 in the American League East. You new schoolers out there can't believe it. They were in the American League East with the Yankees and Orioles and Boston Red Sox in 1979. That almost seems surreal. 2011 went to the NLCS. They were 30 games over there. So 5 times in team history. This year, 2021, 1982, 1979, and 2011. That's some amazing numbers right there. Betting line. I look at the betting line a lot before games because when there is a dramatic movement in the betting line or one way or the other, it tells you the smart money is on one team or another. Now, the Brewers at one point on Monday, and the line is pretty correct. If there's a line plunged toward one team or a line increased on a team, chances are that's the way the ball game is going to go. Although it didn't on Monday night. The Brewers were, and it didn't go that way on Sunday either. Brewers were like a 215 favorite most of the day on Monday. By game time, it got down to minus 170. Means everybody and their sister were betting on the Pittsburgh Pirates to win this game. There was a dramatic line plunge Dramatic line plunge. Not this guy. All over the Milwaukee Brewers, I got to say. And how could you not? And the other day, too, they were a Sunday. I believe that one took not as much as it did on Monday, but it took a little bit of a plunge. See, the Brewers right now, pretty much a pick 'em on Tuesday. Minus 110 either way with Paul Skenes and Freddy Peralta. Minus 110. The Brewers have beaten Skenes. Great value. Vegas seems to be tempting you that, hey, this thing is going to end with the Milwaukee Brewers. And some of us think it is going to end. Some of you guys out there think, oh, I thought Sunday when I even put out on Twitter, I said, when they got down 5-0, hey, even great teams are due for a clunker. That didn't age well, as some of you would say. And the Brewers did come back and win the game. And yeah, there's been times when, like the last 4 games, all 3 games against the Mets. This one tonight, it was a 1-1 game. But the Brewers just all of a sudden, they take command of a game. They take command of a game. We come back. Isaac Collins is Mr. Everything. He is Mr. Wonderful, the Milwaukee Brewers. And I don't mean Paul Orndorff. Mr. Wonderful. We are going to talk about him coming up yet again. The guy is amazing. The guy is just incredible. We'll get to that next here on Locked On Brewers. Locked On Brewers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. We are your team every day. Good to have you along here on an early Tuesday morning. Got to the Brewers game and had to got there a little later than I wanted to, and had to finish up some work. So I'm just getting back. That's why this podcast is dropping somewhere in the middle of the night on Tuesday night. I was down there covering the game, but I know some of you guys understand it. You have seen me there at the game. My job is to cover the Milwaukee Brewers, and so I do my broadcasting and all that, and work for a national network, and I get all that stuff churned out, and then I come back and do the podcast. All right. This show brought to you by Game Day Hue. Game Day Hue. Great response from Game Day Hue. Here's what Game Day Hue is. They make clean, no-logo gear with team-inspired colorways for every pro and college base. It's all about letting your colors speak for you. There's no giant logos, just smart, versatile style that works on game day. They make golf gloves and anywhere in between. Badgers, Packers, whatever. They make colors of the team. They don't use the logo. They just use the colors. And right now, you can get 15% with the promo code MLB15 at GameDayHue.com. That's GameDayHue.com. And that code even stacks on bundle deals. So it's time to load up. Let your colors do the talking. Colors speak louder than words. GameDayHue.com, MLB15 with that promo code. I'm Chuck Freimund here on Locked On Brewers. Good to have you along here. And by the way, our podcast, you get it on Google, Spotify, Apple. We're on all the major downloads up there. Anywhere you download your podcast, we're the #1 Brewers podcast on the internet, because you great Brewers fans out there also find us on YouTube. You come into our beautiful YouTube studios with all the memorabilia on the back walls, my credentials from covering all these games, and been around covering the team for a long, long time. Please subscribe to our YouTube page. Go to YouTube, search Locked On Brewers, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. Set the alerts on any one of the platforms you find Locked On Brewers. That alerts you every time we drop the episode. Follow me on Twitter as well, Chuck Freimund, Freimund. And you want to DM me, you have a question, you want to talk some Brewers baseball, I'm always there for you. Might not get to you right away. I do get a lot of stuff, DMs, but I will personally, as you know, I will get back to you. Love talking to the great Brewers fans, as I've been doing for most of my life covering the team. All right, Isaac Collins. And by the way, thank you for being an everydayer out there. Everydayer, watching, listening to our podcast every day, you guys do. Isaac Collins, Player of the Week, National League, no surprise. Got hit 476. All sorts of big moments. He had a double and a triple on Monday night, finding himself in rallies again. Isaac Collins, not only is he the Player of the Week, He's the player of the month, in my opinion, player of the year, player of the decade, player of the century. I saw a meme out there with the Isaac Collins statue in front of AmFam Field. I thought, wow, how cool. Brewer, you guys are creative, man. Some of you guys do some creative stuff. Isaac Collins, there was a statue out there that somebody put up, a meme out there with Isaac Collins right next to all the rest of them out there in front of AmFam Field. Isaac Collins, very cool. But Isaac Collins, great. Somebody asked me, I was on ESPN Lacrosse today, as I am every Monday at 4:30. They had me as a guest talking Brewers baseball. John Papadopoulos, terrific sports talk show host in the Lacrosse area. He asked me, do I think Isaac Collins would get a few MVP votes? And at first you're thinking, well, MVP, not to win MVP, but get a couple of votes. And sure enough, he is one of the MVPs of this team, right? I mean, if you watch this team on a daily basis, like we all do, and follow this team, look how many big moments he's come into. And you just don't look at the batting average or the stats and all that. I was telling John, you look at the big moments and the production and what he's done, like he did on Monday night, game-winning home run on Sunday. Do I think Isaac Collins will get some MVP votes? Probably not from these national guys still probably not have even heard of Isaac Collins because they're some of these national guys are jumping on the Brewers bandwagon now. All right. But most of these guys, they want to cover New York, Boston, the Dodgers. They want to talk about all those teams. All right. Some of those teams which are sleepwalking at this time of the season. Meanwhile, the Milwaukee Brewers, you don't give them an inch because they will take a mile. Andrew Vaughn, by the way, how about him dropping down a bunt, a squeeze play to score a run from third? I thought that was great. I love it. I love seeing the bunt. I love seeing guys bunt at the second, bunt at the third, manufacturing runs, ABC baseball. Andrew Vaughn. Now, you look at him and he's in the heart of the order. How many guys in the heart of the order have dropped down bunts in recent years? I mean, Christian Yelich has tried to do it, but he does it on the element of surprise. She's trying to bunt for a base hit. Vaughn was just trying to get a run in. Big smile on Pat Murphy's face. I love that. And that's what it is with this team. What can you do to help your team win a ball game? Make a defensive play. Steal a base. Pitch well. Lay down a bunt. Okay. Tag up from third. What can you do to help your team win a game? I tell that to my kid who plays junior hockey for the Milwaukee Admirals. 14 years old. Even when he doesn't score a goal in a game, I tell him, what did you do to help your team win a game? You don't necessarily have to score, but did you help your team win? That's the key. The Milwaukee Brewers, what are you doing to help your team win? Andrew Vaughn dropping down the bunt. Scoring the runner from third. He almost beat it out at first base as well. All right. Bob Uecker means. You've seen those, right? You've seen those. Do I go there? Is there something about Bob Uecker looking over this team? Right? Bob Uecker looking over this team. They've never been like this before. They've never been on a run like this. Something magic is going on. I saw the sign at the ballpark. Uecker magic. Uecker magic is going on. And somebody held up a sign, Uecker magic. Got to believe something to it, right? Bob Uecker got his handprints on this baseball team. He does. You got to believe it. By the way, Yelly also hit a home run. Terang homered as well. Man, that Terang has just been unbelievable with the long ball. You're not expecting him to muscle up, but he's at a career high. Yelly, 22 home runs. He had a solo shot to get the Brewers on the board. Bob Uecker. See the meme on Twitter? He's got his hands on this team. Brewers did commit 2 errors in the first 3 innings. We're going to overlook that. Yeah, occasionally they're going to make a mistake. You're not going to play perfect baseball. you're going to make a mistake and get picked off or whatever. Things are going to happen. Things are going to happen with the Milwaukee Brewers, but, all things are usually good with the team. The postseason rotation, I'm not really going to go here much, but I'm going to tell you right now who I think will be the 3-man at first. I think they'll go Peralta, Woodruff, and the Miz, right? We're going to the postseason. Just a matter of what seed they're going to get. And they need to get a top 2 seed, as I told you. But I think it would be Peralta, Woodruff, and Miz. Now, Miz is coming off the injured list here. He's still on the injured list. I think Priester could get a start. I think they go to the 4th guy. Quintana, even though Quintana, man, another quality start, a second quality start in a row. 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 run on Monday night. I think he's in long relief out of the bullpen. 10 wins. Quintana, what a pickup. I don't want to say weak link of the rotation because there really isn't, but he's going to be the odd man out here. Quintana, I think he'll go to the bullpen. All right, the roof leaked on Sunday. The Brewers have said that roof is not completely sealed, and when you get torrential downpours like it was on Saturday night, Sunday, and into Sunday, I believe the roof was leaking on Saturday night. It might happen. I mean, on a rare occasion, when you get that, you get record-breaking rains. All right, people's basements are flooding and all that. Roofs are leaking in the Milwaukee area. Yeah, Miller Park, it's not completely sealed. Okay, they're monitoring it, but hey, I'll take it over the alternative because we probably wouldn't have played Sunday and we might not have had a game on Saturday because of the rain. But there's going to be roof leaks if you have just unheard of type rain like they had on Saturday night. All right, we come back. We're going to give an injury update as well. We're going to talk about the matchup against Paul Skenes. The Brewers are facing him for a 4th time here in the last 2 years. Freddie on the hill for Milwaukee. We'll tell you what he's done lately. That's next here on Locked On Brewers. FanDuel is America's #1 sports book. FanDuel. FanDuel. How do you think they're doing if people are cashing in on the Brewers to a 25-4 run over the last 29? But August 26th is officially FanDuel Futures Day. Brand new holiday for football fans who live for bold predictions and preseason hunches. Hey, FanDuel, for just 24 hours, giving you deals on the NFL season predictions. So whether you're calling your MVP, maybe like a long shot in the NFC North, crown your Super Bowl champion, maybe like a dark horse there, take a flyer. FanDuel Futures Day, 1 day only, August 26th. 1 day only, FanDuel, play your game. By the way, live lines on FanDuel, fantastic. And when I say maybe FanDuel's taking a little beating as of late on the Brewers, if there are people out there jumping all over the team with that 25-4 run the Brewers are on. Saw that FanDuel, the Brewers at one point, -135 on Monday when the Pirates had that runner at second base in a 1-1 game early. Quickly, within 5-10 minutes, Brewers were -1,000 because they came to bat and the rotation of runs started on its way. All right, that's FanDuel. FanDuel Futures Day, August 26th. Chuck Freimund here on Locked On Brewers. All right, quick injury updates. Hoskins, some people have messaged me about Hoskins. What happens when Hoskins comes back? He's coming off the bench, right? He's not replacing Andrew Vaughn. Andrew Vaughn is the first baseman going forward, unless Andrew gets hurt or whatever, God forbid. But I would think that Andrew Vaughn has lost his starting, Rhys Hoskins has lost his starting position to Rhys Hoskins. Vaughn is the everyday first baseman. Hoskins, I'm sure he'll DH some, come off the bench as a batter or so. But Rhys Hoskins, he'll be back in September. Churio, sounds like, again, he's still rehabbing. We got a few more weeks with Churio. As of yet, the Brewers have not lost since Churio went on the injured list. They are 10-0 since he went on the injured list a week ago Friday. The Miz going to make a rehab start in Nashville. No, they're unsure yet. That's to be determined. The Brewers are going to meet here in the next couple of days to determine what the next course of action is for the Miz, who's got the contusion on his shin from taking a batted ball there. They may or may not have him make a rehab start down in Nashville. They're going to determine that here in the next couple of days. All right. By the way, I liked Yelich's comments after the game. Yelich says, hey, we have bigger plans than winning, bigger goals than winning 74 games, where they stand right now. All right, Tuesday's matchup. It's Paul Skenes against Freddy Peralta. Freddie, lately, last two starts, he has not gone past 5 innings in his last 4 outings. 3 of his last 4 starts. You can date it back to a start at Dodger Stadium where he wasn't that great either. But Peralta giving up some of the home run balls. He's still got an ERA of 3.03. Gave up 4 hits over 5 innings in Atlanta last week. Before that, against the Cubs, he was shelled pretty good. 5 runs in 5 innings. One of his worst outings of the year. And then the start in Dodger Stadium wasn't very good. So really, last 4 games, he hasn't gone by 5 innings, and he has struggled kind of in 3 of his last 4 outings by his standards. Paul Skenes coming off 6 innings of shutout baseball last Thursday against Cincinnati. He struck out 8. He had struggled at his previous start, bounced back in his last start. Skenes did, striking out 8 over 6 innings. The Brewers against Skenes, they're 1-1 during his short career. They beat him, remember, back on June 25th, the matchup against Miz, afternoon matchup. When the Pirates were here the first time. He lasted just 4 innings. He struck out 4, gave up 4 earned runs. But those are that was his toughest start of the previous 3 against Milwaukee. On the 23rd of May, which I believe was Memorial Day weekend, he struck out 8 over 6 innings, allowed 3 hits and 4 runs, 4 hits and 1 run. So yeah, May 23rd, 6 innings, 8 strikeouts, 4 hits, 1 run. And then last year, when he was at AmFam Field in July, just an impressive outing. Got a no decision, 7 innings, 11 Ks, no hits. They took him out after 7 innings while he was pitching a no-hitter. But the Brewers got to him last time, back on June 25th. And as I said earlier, the game is a pick'em right now. Brewers at home with Peralta. The Brewers overmatched the Pittsburgh Pirates. They're a better team. The Pirates did not take advantage of some mistakes the Brewers made, a couple of errors and all that. Pirates did not dig in deep and take advantage. Brewers continue to roll. Let's make it 11 in a row. We'll be back late night, Tuesday night, talking Brewers baseball with you. After the Brewers and Pirates, you see me at the ballpark. Always, please stop me and say hello. Go to our Twitter account, my account, Chuck Freimund, Freimund. Drop me a DM anytime you want. Facebook as well. Hey, Facebook, that's what that social media is for, so we can converse. Hit me up, Chuck Freimund on Facebook. You want to message me, please do so. Again, I will always get back to you on any of your Brewer questions. And always, like I said, some of you tell me where you're watching or listening to the podcast from. I love it, man. I love hearing from wherever you're calling from, or not calling from. That's an old sports radio. I keep saying that. Wherever you're listening to the podcast, wherever it is, all over the world, I'm hearing Brewers fans. And I love your stories. And don't apologize if you say, oh, I'm going along with my story. Sorry about that. No, I love them. I read them. I reread them if they're long, just so I can comprehend them. Because, man, can't thank you from the bottom of my heart just enough that, you know, your devotion to the Locked On Brewers every day makes this thing go. And, man, it's just great to see and hear, and the amount of downloads we get every day, and how it's increased so much in the summer, and everybody all in on our local 9, the Milwaukee Brewers. That's going to do it for me. My name is Chuck Freimund. You've been watching and listening to Locked On Brewers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. We are your team every day. Have yourself a great Tuesday, everybody.